Howdy. So this is the chapter 3 video for the 5 big personality traits of managers. So in my business slash industry, I actually am a manager of sorts. I work in the DBU mail office, so I work directly under the head guy, and so I run the schedule. I do the scheduling, I do forwarding, return mail, and I kind of just make sure that one of my jobs is to protect Miles's, who's my boss, his time. My job is to make sure that he's not pulled away from his office whenever he's supposed to be doing more important things. And so that's kind of my job. And so I think for me, definitely the most important, there were two that kind of stuck out to me: agreeableness and conscientiousness, that word. Both of those are very important. I would argue that conscientiousness is a little bit more important, just with the dynamic of the office itself. We have a lot of international students, and so they have to find work on campus, and so a lot of them come to our office, and we employ many of them. And so both of those, agreeableness and conscientiousness, play a big part in that, because trying to understand them and trying to come to an agreement with them is very important. And oftentimes conflicts with scheduling, conflicts with when they want to work versus when we need them to work, and this goes for our domestic students as well, but it's just a little bit more difficult with international because of the language barrier. And so being conscientious of, like, that's where agreeableness comes. I would say agreeableness is more important with the domestic employees, but conscientiousness is more important with the international employees, because it's good to be, I have to bring an agreeable nature to the mail office, because if there's a little bit of discoordination there, a whole run could be thrown off, mail won't be delivered, and that's literally our job. We could miss a run, we could, if there's not a consensus reached when someone is supposed to come in, or when someone is meant to take off, or when they're supposed to take a lunch break, that kind of thing, it could throw an entire run off, and the whole day could be thrown off because of that. But meanwhile, with the international students, being aware of everything, being aware of their culture, and being aware of the language barrier, and the way that they operate with time, and the way that they see situations and breaks, and these different things are very important to when I am trying to determine different consequences or different choices when it comes to them. I always have to weigh those, and so I think conscientiousness is very important when it comes to the international students. I would say overall conscientiousness is important. Specifically for me, I try to be very conscientious, because I was an employee at first, and so I have kind of a first-hand look at how being an employee worked in the mail office. And so I got to, from that experience, I get to take my time as just a base level employee, and try to be more conscientious about how they're thinking, how they're feeling during the day. If they need to take off because they're sick, if I did that, which I did, I'm a human being, I get sick. And so trying to just be very understanding. And so I think conscientiousness is the most important thing for my office. And I work in the DBU mail office, so it's not super crazy or anything, but just firsthand experience from being a manager. So that's it. That's all I got for chapter 3.